Hey, it's Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Thursday, May 19th. So today we have the moon in Capricorn all day. We are very down to earth, very focused on our physical realms, very focused on our to-do list and what it is that we have to clean up in our realities before we can go ahead and start making moves towards our future plans. There are 12 different aspects taking place here today, and 10 of them involve the moon. Right out of the gate, we're going to have a little bit of a tension point because the moon in Capricorn is going to semi-square Saturn, the ruler over Capricorn energy. A semi-square is a little bit of a friction point so that we can really examine our roles, our responsibilities, where it is that we have to be a little bit more committed to wrapping things up, to basically stepping up to the plate of what it is that we have to do and make some serious decisions when it comes to how we're going to move forward. Of course, the moon in Capricorn is very content to stick in the present moment and do what we can in this present moment, what we have control over, instead of allowing ourselves to look back in the past or kind of dilly-dally too far off into the future. This particular aspect is definitely going to weight us down with the present moment, with the physical circumstances that we're currently in and what it is we have to clean up before we can move on. The moon is going to bump into Neptune in a very positive way, kind of giving us a little bit more of that connection that many of us have been lacking to our intuition, to our higher self, to the dream, to the vision that we have for ourselves moving forward. But again, we don't stay there very long. That moon in Capricorn likes to pull us back into the present moment, tackling things from a logical and practical standpoint in the here and now. The moon does bump into the sun in not the most positive way, keeping in mind that the sun is in Taurus, the moon in Capricorn, very earthy, very down to earth, very concentrated on what it is that we have to do in our physical realms. Not only to clean up the mess of the past, not only to kind of tie up loose ends, but to get very focused on the to-do list of what it is that we have to do in order to build new systems, new foundations, new structures in our lives, in order to take care of ourselves, to take care of other people, and to constantly be pushing ourselves forward. The moon is going to bump into Mars. Mars, of course, in Piscean energy, a little bit more passive-aggressive than he would like to be, but we are getting inspired. We are digging deep. We are finding a new motivation and an inspiration in order to actually move forward. The Mars energy is really wanting us to boss up, to take the lead, to make a move. Of course, we're a little bit stunted in this Piscean energy, but the moon in Capricorn is really allowing us to have a grounded, centered point on what it is that we're actually motivated and inspired to pursue. The sun is going to trine Pluto, the great transformer. And of course, Pluto is retrograde in Capricorn energy, helping us to see where it is that we can boss up, where it is that we can step into our power. Now, the sun in Taurus really wants to shine a bright light on our resources, where it is that we have to become a little bit more self-sufficient, where it is that we have to kind of roll our sleeves up, get our hands a little bit dirty in bringing to life, birthing, creating, building a brand new physical realm for ourselves. This is going to help us take a look in the past, because right now our past, retrograde, is going to help our present and set us up for the future. This is a good time where we're getting very clear on our goals, on our dreams, on what it is that we actually have control over in the here and now. And this is a time where we can really stop and pause, reflect back, again, retrograde, see some situations, some experiences and opportunities that we had in the past that we would like to do differently if given the opportunity to do so. And we will find ourselves in that particular space where we can bring that past wisdom, past knowledge into the present moment and really advance our goals. The moon will square Chiron. Square is a tension point. It's a conflict point. Chiron is the wounded healer. This particular energy is really going to put us at odds, likely with ourselves, really exposing to us where it is that we're having a little bit of a problem, a little bit of an issue, kind of detaching from the old ego wounds that have definitely come to light over this eclipse season. The moon in Capricorn wants to think logical and practical and really resolve some of these issues, while Chiron, of course, wounds us, but also gives us the experience, the knowledge in how it is that we are going to heal our wounds. The moon will trine Uranus, the great awakener, who is in Taurus energy, another earth on earth play. This trine is a harmony, a blending of energies. We are really opening up our minds, seeing things differently. We're having a perspective shift. We are becoming a little bit more aware on what it is that we want, need, and desire, especially emotionally, to feel safe, to feel secure, to feel stable, not only within our own energy, but in the dynamics of the relationships that we are choosing to keep around because we deem them to be of worth and value. This particular energy is going to open us up to new ways, new methods of doing things, as long as we are thinking logically, practically, and seeing a little bit of progress. The moon in Capricorn is very, very satisfied, giving us a lot of emotional satisfaction that we're actually making progress and stepping in the right direction. The moon does bump into Mercury, though, in not the nicest way. Mercury, of course, ruler of the mental plane, is retrograde, taking us back. We have to look back. We have to reflect. We have to revisit a couple of things. We have to revise our goals. We have to recalibrate, reorganize, restructure where it is that our attention is needed the most, to clean up some of these kind of floating around issues that are really creating obstacles emotionally, mentally, and physically, preventing us from actually moving forward. We will reframe things in a different way, having these aha moments and actually being able to put them to use because of this Capricorn and Taurus energy that we're in. The moon bumps into Jupiter. This is a huge opportunity to see a lot of growth, to see a lot of progress, to see where it is that we're actually making some moves and cleaning up the residual elements of the past in order for us to begin again, to initiate something new, to start a new cycle. Jupiter, of course, is in Aries energy, ready to start fresh, ready to move forward, ready to tackle whatever obstacles and challenges we may face because we know what we want, we know what we desire, we know what we deserve, and we're not going to stunt ourselves, paralyze ourselves, and settle for anything less. The moon will square Venus, though. Venus, of course, the goddess of love and beauty and pleasure and worth and value. And she is also in Aries energy, her detriment, where she's a little bit more aggressive than she would prefer to be. She's had enough. She has to stand up for herself. She has to advocate for herself. The moon in Capricorn, though, wants us to not get emotional about it, wants us to get practical in what it is that we have to do in order to sort ourselves out. So this particular square is a conflict. It is a little bit of a tension point, trying to illuminate for us where it is that we're tired of dealing with old past patterns, old behaviors, old people, old elements that are constantly recycling us, keeping us stuck and paralyzed in the old, when Venus, now in Aries, wants nothing to do with the past, wants to cut the cord, wants to focus on the future, wants to move forward. The moon will trine the true node. This is going to help us out. We're gaining clarity. We're gaining perspective. We're coming up with a logical, practical plan on how it is that we're going to take baby steps in moving forward. I continue to say a baby step moving forward is better than standing still. The moon in Capricorn, of course, just wants to handle things, wants to kind of be the general foreman of our emotions, of our mental plane, of our physical circumstances. The true node, trying to get us on the right path of our soul's destiny, is definitely giving us little blips, little aha moments on what it is that we have to do from here in order to align with our dream, with our vision, with our goal. We will be wrapping the day up with Mercury, who is in a retrograde in Gemini, in its place of power, giving us two very different options, two very different choices, decisions, and paths. This sextile is a beautiful energy with Jupiter, who is the planet of growth, of improvement, of progress, of expansion, of blessings. In Aries energy, again, fired up, ready to go, ready to make a change, ready to start something new. This particular energy, this aspect interacting with one another, is definitely going to take us on a trip down memory lane, because of course Mercury is retrograde. We are going to look at old issues from a brand new light, in a positive light, in a confident light. We are literally reframing, rewriting the old narratives into something of encouragement, something of support, something of a good indicator that we are done with certain past cycles, keeping us in a low vibrational frequency, keeping us stuck in a repeating pattern of ego. This is going to help us identify opportunities in the here and now. Many of us are missing the opportunities that are being presented to us right now because we are stuck in an old perspective, an old narrative, not seeing with a fresh set of eyes, instead having your eyes all gunked up, speaking fear, speaking doubt, speaking insecurities into the present moment based off of the old situations, the old experiences that we've had. This is going to be a time to really shift our perspective, shift our narrative, and definitely become our own cheerleaders. The further away we get from this full moon eclipse energy that just took place on Sunday, Monday, for some people, the clearer we get, the lighter we get, and the more we are willing to dive into a brand new faith, a brand new understanding, a brand new perspective.